Title: The Psychology of Money. Morgan Housel Book Summary. Money. Everyone talks about it, dreams about it, and works for it. But very few truly understand it. Because managing money isn't just about what you know. It's about how you behave. And behavior is driven by psychology. In The Psychology of Money, Morgan Housel explains how emotions, habits, and mindset shape the way we earn, spend, and invest. Here are the most powerful lessons from this timeless book. Lesson 1. No one's crazy. Everyone sees money differently. How you think about money is shaped by your personal experiences, the time you grew up in, the struggles you faced, the risks you've seen. A person who grew up during a recession will think about risk differently than someone who grew up during a boom. That means no one's crazy, just different. Understanding this will help you be less judgmental and more mindful about your own financial decisions. Appreet. Lesson 2. Luck and risk are real. Success with money is never just skill. It's a mix of effort, timing, and luck. Bill Gates became a billionaire partly because he had access to one of the few computers in the world at his school. But his friend, who was just as talented, didn't get the same opportunity. Luck plays a role, but so does risk. People who lose everything often made reasonable decisions that simply didn't work out. So never be too proud of success, and never be too harsh about failure. Respect both luck and risk. Lesson 3. Wealth is what you don't see. When people buy expensive cars, watches, or gadgets, it looks like wealth. But real wealth is invisible. It's the money you don't spend. It's the savings, the investments, the financial freedom that no one sees. Being rich is having money now. Being wealthy is having options later. So instead of showing off, build quietly. As Housel says, spending money to show people how much money you have is the fastest way to have less of it. Also, Lesson 4. Save money, not for freedom. Most people save to buy more stuff. But the real reason to save is freedom. Freedom to wake up and do what you want, when you want, with the people you love. You don't need a specific reason to save. Just save. Because saving gives you control over your time and your choices. And that's the ultimate form of wealth. Lesson 5. Learn to be reasonable, not perfect. You don't have to be a genius to manage money. You just need to avoid big mistakes and stay consistent. Invest regularly. Think long-term and be patient. Trying to time the market or chase the next big thing often leads to emotional decisions. The goal is not perfection. It's survival and steady growth. As Housel says, doing well with money has little to do with how smart you are, and a lot to do with how you behave. Lesson 6. Enough is the magic word. Chasing more money, more fame, more status can become a trap. There's always someone richer, smarter, or luckier. The happiest people aren't the ones with the most. They're the ones who know when they have enough. Contentment is the secret to peace. Because if you never define enough, you'll never feel satisfied, no matter how much you earn. Final thoughts. Money is not just numbers on a screen. It's a mirror reflecting your mindset, emotions, and choices. Be humble in success, patient in investing, and calm during uncertainty. Focus on freedom, not fame. And remember, wealth is not about having more, but needing less. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more book summaries and life lessons. Because understanding money isn't just about getting rich. It's about living smart, calm, and free.